Offer extended. Offer not accepted. This is Nelson with Nelson Radio, and you're challenged by today's rush to real estate, all combined with a concern that by the time you find your dream home, higher rates will price you out of the market. I've got the answer. With my Mortgage Market exclusive lock and shop rate guarantee, you can freeze today's low interest rates, shop for your new home, all with the peace of mind that your rate is waiting for you at the finish line. Call or click 888-888-2136 or click through on strongcreditrewards.com.
This is Be a Beast on Nelson Radio. You chose to be here. This is not by accident that you're here now and in this program. You want to take your performance to the highest level. You want to dominate. You physically work hard. Now that's important. Mentally, we're going to prepare you to have the kind of success that's available to you. Not just for some, but for you to live it fully. You can do it too. Enjoy this journey. This program is your secret weapon. Be a Beast on Nelson Radio.
And this is Be a Beast on Angels Radio AM 830. I'm Nelson. I'm with Dave Austin, mental performance coach and myself, business leader and professional coach. You'll be able to connect with us direct, 888-888-2136. I love that invitation. You're not here by accident, Dave.
Oh, that's it. You know, if you're listening to this show right now, it means that there's something took place, that you're here now. Be present in this, because everything that we're offering up through the great guests that we have is going to be a game changer for you.
And a game changer in the context of simply performing better in life. Doesn't matter whether it's in the locker room or in the boardroom or at home with your family. We need to perform, and we need to have the ability to perform better with this Be a Beast training system. That it drafts the roadmap of exactly how to do that.
Exactly. And, last week we learned about Deputus, the meerkat. I mean, how does that affect your life? Well, we'll go deeper, and we'll go to a new animal today, because these are triggers or anchors that will, right in that moment, you can make a change and a choice for the better.
And we had Bill Bartman, billionaire Bill Bartman, on the program last week. We've invited him back to this week's program just because of his dynamic story. I want to share with you just a couple of footnotes that were the entry point to his life. Get this. Born in Dubuque, Iowa, at age 14, dropped out of high school, joined a traveling carnival. Now, to me, in my world, that's the mortgage industry. But I think he was a carny, joined a traveling carnival, then went on to join a gang. He had attempted to join the Marines but was rejected, became an alcoholic by age 17, in a drunken stupor, fell down and was paralyzed. And despite all of that, his physicians, saying that he'd never walk again, went on a self-imposed nightly regimen of physical activity to eventually regain the use of his legs, and then set the stage for, all right, I know how to rebuild. I know how to build again. I know how to oversee or overlook the naysayers that's saying, hey, you're nothing but a carny. You're nothing but a invalid.
Well, that's what I want to get in a little bit more with Bill today is, because we're right here at the first of the new year. We all make resolutions that we're going to do this, we're going to do that. 2 weeks into it, what was it that we were going to do? Bill's been a man, no matter what he's seen, whatever has happened to him, he sets goals and he stays with them.
Well, I think the storyline is not only staying with those goals, but it's on the foundation of integrity. Let's face it. Life is not lived in a straight line. Dave, you've had challenges. I've had some monumental things that I've been challenged with in life. That's how life is. But building from that foundation of integrity, whether you're succeeding or failing, it's not at the compromise of your integrity.
Absolutely. And in the third segment, we're going to bring out Roger Anthony again to give us more insight to In Rock the Eagle, which is integrity is the rock. And hearing Bill's story, this is really amazing, how he used integrity to stay true to himself and go from being a billionaire to losing it all, and then now being back up again.
Well, and let me define that, because as you drive around, you talk about incredible stories. Let me give you some tangible examples. 1998, at the peak of his business, a member of the Inc. 500, one of the wealthiest individuals in the U.S., indicted by the federal government for fraud.
Yeah.
So there's a low point, right? Now fast forward, and we're going to have Bill infill in between here, but the fast forward, this past July 2013, nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize.
I got chills on that, to go from ground zero to nominated to the Nobel Peace Prize. And, he's given us all a big gift for this year. Bill decided to do his whole story. It's now in a book called Bouncing Back. And so, we have it. If you go to extremefocus.com, you can go right there and click on and get this book. And I can't recommend it enough because this story is so amazing. We'll hear a little bit more about it today.
And here's the thing, and this is something that I know I look to in life. I don't look at just the success stories. And we were talking about this last week. Drive around, you hear plenty of people that are hoisting the trophy of life or finances, that athlete that signs the $200 million contract, and you go, well, that's unbelievable. Good for them. But I've got my challenges in life. And like I said, life hasn't lived in a straight line for me. So you have those ups and downs. And I always coach my players at UCI, the men's tennis team, the run and gun and anteaters, on how your character is defined by what you do when things go wrong, not what you do when you're at the top of your game.
Oh, you're absolutely right. That really is the game changer in your life. When things happen that you go, wow, what a disaster. But when you can look at it, Roger Anthony, who we bring out of the bush every week, is such a living example of that, because he always goes, wow, this must be really important. If this looks so disastrous, that I'm really excited because the greatness is going to happen because of this.
I'm going to shotgun this at you. Low point of your life.
Well, I've lost everything. I went bankrupt. I had creditors calling. No, it's not a real good feeling having people calling you all the time saying you're a bum, you're idiot, you're crazy. That's really challenging.
Right.
They don't know my story or how it happened. They just are going to go after you
and shame you into possibly recovering some of the debt.
Yeah.
Part of Bill's story is on debt collection and building a company, but building a company that did that off of integrity.
Yeah, that's what I love about Bill.
So we're going to have Bill Bartman, the billionaire businessman, coming up. Reach out to us. You'll be able to connect with us direct. Dave Austin, mental performance coach. Myself, Nelson, 888-888-2136. You can click through at extremefocus.com. We'll also have Bill Bartman's information so that you can click through, find out more about his book, access his Bouncing Back, just recently released.
Yeah, the greatest part is, we haven't even mentioned this yet, 100% of all the proceeds are going to charity. This is not going in Bill's pocket. Yeah. He's doing it to lift up, something he's very passionate about.
And we need that kind of encouragement, not only with the launch of 2014, but coming out of the Great Recession. There's a lot of people that have a financial limp to their gait right now, just coming out of a recession that hurt so many people. Loss of jobs, loss of income. You'll be able to find out more. Be a Beast is coming up here with Bill Bartman, 888-888-2136. Click through at extremefocus.com or simply text the word BEAST to 313131. It's going to be an exciting story.
Angels Radio, AM 830.
If something happened to you, would you want the government deciding who takes care of your kids or who will inherit your assets? Do you want your children paying thousands of dollars in legal fees to probate attorneys? Don't let your family fall victim to probate or online estate planning. Nelson Radio recommends taking action now with their trusted friends at O.C. Wills and Trust Attorneys. Not only do their experienced attorneys create a comprehensive estate plan for you, but unlike those other internet sites that are not law firms, they provide you expert legal advice to make sure your plan is designed for your specific situation. The most important people in your life deserve an estate plan done right. Call today for a free consultation. 949-424-5292. That's 949-424-5292. Professional legal direction to protect your family. Call O.C. Wills and Trust's attorney at 949-424-5292 or text O.C. Wills to 313131.
Do you ever want a secret weapon? Be a Beast training video is your weapon. From the locker room to the boardroom, success is not by accident. Performance is not by chance. You want to get your mind right? Perform at the highest level? Dominate your marketplace? Be a Beast training video is the answer. Mentally, we're going to prepare you to have the kind of success that's available for you to live it fully. You can do it too. The Be a Beast training video is your secret weapon. 888-888-2136. Let me say that again. 888-888-2136 or text BEAST to 313131.
Ducks Radio AM 830 KLAA.
This is Be a Beast, our 12-step process to improve your performance. I'm Nelson. I'm with my special co-host, Dave Austin, mental performance coach. 888-888-2136 is how you can reach us direct, or simply text the word BEAST to 313131 and we'll reach right back out to you. This segment, we've brought Bill Bartman back in, the author of Bouncing Back, an incredible testimony.
It's an incredible story, and it's such a great example of our beast today, In Rock the Eagle. Integrity is the rock, a sure foundation.
Integrity is the rock, and I think that's the epicenter of Bill's story. Bill, welcome to the program.
Well, thanks, guys, and good to be back.
So I want to shotgun this question at you. We're going to start here, even though it's a negative, but I want to ask you, first emotion, and we're going to talk about the bookends of emotion in your life, but 1998, you received the news the federal government is issuing an indictment for fraud. How'd you respond? What was your first reaction?
Oh, crap.
Makes sense.
No, it was. I mean, good news is we're giggling about it today. But that moment, it had to be the giant lodestone around your neck. I mean, here I was, the 25th wealthiest person in America. I built this great company, 4,000 employees. We were doing all kinds of things, helping millions and millions of people get out of debt. And then all of a sudden, crash, the whole thing comes to a blazing end because one employee did, in fact, commit a crime, and it tanked the entire company. And the government then accused me of being a smart guy and must have known what he was doing. And so they indicted me on 57 felony counts. Now, that's more than Bernie Ebbers, Ken Lay, Michael or Kobe Bryant, and Robert Blake combined. And if I had been convicted of that, I would have had 600 years in prison. Now, I'm 65 years old. They wouldn't have gotten their money's worth out of me.
Wow.
But that's where, we talked about integrity today. That's where integrity really comes in, and it's being true to yourself. Who you really are, not who they say you are, not what people think of you, but who you are inside. And so they offered me a misdemeanor charge. The government came to me on the day of trial, even though I couldn't afford a lawyer. I'd gone from the 25th wealthiest guy in America to the 25th brokest guy in America, and they had frozen all of my assets. I couldn't even afford a lawyer. And on the morning of trial, they say, plead guilty to something. Anything, and we'll give you a slap on the hands, no ankle bracelet, no jail time, no fine, no penalty, but you got to admit you did something so we can save face, or I can go to trial on 57 felony counts with a potential of 600 years in prison. Now, that's when you find out what integrity really is, because the easy road would have been to take the deal.
The compromise.
Yes, it would have been to give up, to surrender, to roll over, to say, I'd be a fool to not take this deal. But integrity says you have to be a fool according to other people's definitions. You have to do what's right. And I told him to go to hell. And I went to trial. The trial lasted 89 days, which is like the longest 89 days of my entire life. But the jury unanimously acquitted me of all charges.
You're listening to Bill Bartman, the author of Bouncing Back. This is Be a Beast on Nelson Radio with Dave Austin. You got to learn more about this story. Reach out to us direct, 888-888-2136. That's 888-888-2136, or click through at extremefocus.com.
Bill, that we talk about this on the show all the time, that moment comes where you've got to make a decision, and it's got to be right now. And when you can rely on integrity, which is your ultimate truth within you, and you're going to step forward in it, which you did. See, that pressure moment came. You could have gone totally into panic mode, but you went into a mode of saying, no, this is who I am. I'm going to allow who I am to stand. And if it ends up being in prison, it ends up being in prison, but I'm going to be true to myself. And that's where I think people lose it, is they're not true to themselves. They try to please someone else rather than saying, this is my truth. I'll take whatever comes to me, but I'm going to maintain my truth.
So let's jump there, Dave. The next episode that we want to showcase in his life, from 1998, 57 counts of fraud, felony fraud, and now...
Yeah, now today, quite a sharp contrast. I mean, you're nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize.
Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah.
What was your first promotion with that now?
Oh, good.
That's a little different reaction.
From oh crap to oh good. It only.
But to see, everybody gets that because you could wrap all the words in the world around it. but it's always down to the first things that pop into your head. And for me, it was, oh, good, my employees have done a wonderful thing. My employees are making a difference. My employees are changing the world. My employees are reforming the debt collection industry in America, and somebody noticed. And somebody noticed, and they're going to give them this Nobel Peace Prize. Not me. Oh, sure, I'll show up too, but I've already invited all 120 of my employees to go to Oslo, Norway with me, should we be so fortunate as to win, because it is their prize, not my prize.
Wow. Can I claim it too now? Will you take Nelson and I along?
Hey, we will have room in the plane, trust me.
We're there. I'm booking it now.
Okay.
And it speaks to so many, because like we've talked about throughout the show, there is so much financial injury coming out of the Great Recession. It's not the scarlet A that's hung around somebody's neck that they've had to face bankruptcy. It's not the issue of the averages, the percentage of people right now that are going into debt faster than they're able to save or invest. And so it speaks to all of us.
Well, yes. And Bill, you do such a wonderful job. I saw a special, I believe it was on CBS Nightly News about you. And you can click on, we'll have that segment, too, of how you're helping people get out of debt every day.
Well, it is. And we were honored that CBS Evening News would come to our company. Now, remember, we're a debt collector. Now, when people think of a debt collector, you think of some guy with a short-sleeve shirt and a 3-day growth of beard and a stubby cigar, and he wants to, beat on you. Well, we're the other guy. We want to help people get jobs. We want to help people by negotiating their other debts for them for free to get them out of debt. We want to help them with whatever social services they need. And you go, you're crazy. You're supposed to be just collecting the debt. We go, no, we will collect more money from people by helping them rehabilitate, by getting them back on their feet, getting them back to where they want to be. Because, Dave, we know this. We've done this with 4.5 million people across America. Most people want to pay their bills. They just don't know how, and they can't. So if we can help them get out of the hole they're in, that's good for them and good for us.
And that's exactly what the theme of our show is with Be a Beast, improving your performance, whether it's financially in the boardroom, with your jobs, at home, in the locker room. That's what we're about. 888-888-2136. Stay with us. We've got Roger coming out of the bush.
Ducks Radio AM 830, KLAA.
If something happened to you, would you want the government deciding who takes care of your kids or who will inherit your assets? Do you want your children paying thousands of dollars in legal fees to probate attorneys? Don't let your family fall victim to probate or online estate planning. Nelson Radio recommends taking action now with their trusted friends at O.C. Wills and Trust Attorneys. Not only do their experienced attorneys create a comprehensive estate plan for you, but unlike those other internet sites that are not law firms, they provide you expert legal advice to make sure your plan is designed for your specific situation. The most important people in your life deserve an estate plan done right. Call today for a free consultation. 949-424-5292. That's 949-424-5292. Professional legal direction to protect your family. Call O.C. Wills and Trust's attorney at 949-424-5292 or text O.C. Wills to 313131.
Do you ever want a secret weapon? Be a Beast training video is your weapon. From the locker room to the boardroom, success is not by accident. Performance is not by chance. You want to get your mind right? Perform at the highest level? Dominate your marketplace? Be a Beast training video is the answer. Mentally, we're going to prepare you to have the kind of success that's available for you to live it fully. You can do it too. The Be a Beast training video is your secret weapon. 888-888-2136. Let me say that again. 888-888-2136 or text BEAST to 313131.
Ducks Radio AM 830, KLAA.
This is Be a Beast on Angels Radio AM 830 with Dave Austin, mental performance coach, and myself, Nelson. Call, click, or text 888-888-2136, extremefocus.com, or simply text the word BEAST to 313131. And I'm inspired, Dave, because I love the history, the storyline of somebody that's, like we've talked about, been to the summit of the peaks, been back to the valley, but they didn't compromise along the way. And that fits so well with what we're talking about with our Be a Beast training this week.
Well, exactly. He's a living example. Our Be a Beast 12-step process, it works. How, when you combine it with the learning anchor system, from Roger Anthony brings to it with the crocodile trainings. 92% average, retention rate. That's what you need when the pressure's on. Bill Bartman is that example of having that pressure right in your face and saying, you know what, I'm going to stay true to myself. No matter what's being hit by me, around me, I'm going to stay true.
And when the government calls with those 57 felony indictments, I'm thinking RESPA. Relax, evaluate, strategize, patience, and act, as opposed to simply, oh my gosh, what's going on?
Yeah, exactly. And so we're going to bring Roger back out of the bush so we can talk a little bit further about our eagle, INROC, and how important that is. We think about, well, gosh, we got to accomplish this, we got to do that. But Bill said it so well. Integrity kept him through 57 indictments. And integrity isn't just about telling the truth. It's about staying true to yourself. He could have compromised. He didn't.
Roger Anthony, welcome to the program. Lead the charge on INROC.
Yeah, thank you, Nelson. Thank you, Dave. What a great interview with Bill Bartman. Just absolutely perfect segue into the eagle. The reason we use a bald eagle is it epitomizes integrity. An eagle uses the wind currents. It doesn't fight against its natural design. And the great thing about living in integrity, just like the eagle gracefully allows the wind currents and the thermal currents to take it higher and higher as it's hunting, and it uses very little energy because it's living according to how it was designed to live. And it uses what nature or God has provided for it, these wonderful thermal currents, and it doesn't feverishly flap its wings, get exhausted, and fall out of the sky. We as human beings, when we hide the truth, we are literally burning energy, and we feel uncomfortable. No matter who we are, we do not feel good when we're hiding the truth. When we tell the truth, we have more energy, and we're able to do what we were designed to do. And so it's so important to understand that INROC, the eagle, stands for Integrity is the Rock, a sure foundation upon which to build our lives. And I'll just finish with this one little bit, and I'm sure both of you may have a question for me. But here's a saying that we have in our program. I've mentioned it before. It fits perfectly with Bill Bartman's story, and that is this: truth always wins. Let me go over that one more time. Truth always wins, sometimes, eventually. And that's the beauty about integrity. Stick to your guns, never compromise who you are, and even though it may take some time, truth can do nothing else but win on your behalf.
It does prompt the question because, Roger, let's say you receive that phone call. The call's coming in, it's the government, 57 felony charges against you, potentially 600 years of jail time, and then the tease comes out right before trial. Hey, if you just compromise your belief system, your integrity, and accept this minor charge, we'll wipe the slate clean.
Absolutely. I mean, what a temptation. It goes to show how strongly Bill's life was founded on the rock of truth. The fact that he lived his life on that rock, on that foundation, meant that he had no other choice. He just could not compromise, no matter what temptations were in front of him, because he'd made the decision way before. And so he only had one way to go. I don't care what the result is, I'm sticking by what is true.
And that's what I love about it, with Bill, another great example. So our listeners, if you're driving along and you're hearing this show right now, you're meant to hear this because you might say, yeah, but what about me? How can I do this? I don't care if you're even at your top of your game. I mean, he was a billionaire at the top of the game. I don't care if you're not even being faced with that dramatic of change, but change happens. How you deal with that change on a daily basis defines you. Little things, just the littlest. If you make that choice in truth, you'll always end up eventually, sometime, always at the top.
Well, and his testimony is a perfect example of that. 2005 gets the indictments. Now, 8 years later, 2013 is raised up to one of the most coveted acknowledgments in the world, nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah, Roger, would you say that's Enrock?
Truth always wins, sometimes eventually. I mean, that is a perfect example. And when we anchor our lives, regardless of the temptations that are in front of us, we anchor our lives to integrity, we will always win.
And sometimes eventually. I mean, there's so many stories. I have my own in terms of going through the battle, and there are those temptors of, oh, gosh, you know what, let's just overlook this area of truth over here because you can get the prize. Or let's overlook this over there. And especially in my daytime profession, the mortgage industry, in so many ways, it is the epicenter of compromise, of looking the other way. It's what led to the mortgage meltdown that impacted countries around the world, compromise. And here, having that trigger, Enrock, right to integrity, where I can go, no, hold on, I'm steadfast. I'm on that rock of foundation of holding to what's true to myself.
Well, it gives you an added strength. You know, you always have something you hold on to. When you're faced with something that looks pretty disastrous, or as a really adversity has hit you right in the face, when you have that solid foundation, and that's what we're talking about, it doesn't really matter what hits you, because you're in a position to say, you know what, these are the conditions out here, but the conditions inside me is what's going to rule this day.
And truth always wins, sometimes eventually. I'm just thinking of that real-life example, the military personnel. They're in the face of the assault. They're getting shot at, injured, blown up, and now coming back to Operation Homefront, where they're awarded a property to live in as long as they meet the obligations for 12 to 18 months of taxes, insurance, and maintenance, and then, as a gesture of thanks, having a new home as a thank you for their service. I think it's an incredible finish here to our message in terms of holding on to integrity. This is Be a Beast. Find out more at extremefocus.com, 888-888-2136. That's 888-888-2136. Be a Beast on AM 830 Angels Radio.
Offer extended. Offer not accepted. This is Nelson with Nelson Radio, and you're challenged by today's rush to real estate, all combined with a concern that by the time you find your dream home, higher rates will price you out of the market. I've got the answer. With my Mortgage Market exclusive lock and shop rate guarantee, you can freeze today's low interest rates, shop for your new home, all with a peace of mind that your rate is waiting for you at the finish line. Call or click 888-888-2136 or click through on strongcreditrewards.com.